Well, prior to OnShift, everything was on paper. So you have a paper schedule with, names written on it and notes all over the place. You have a scheduler who spends their entire life on the phones trying to get somebody to come in when there's a call off, because everybody did their own thing and you never quite knew if they were meeting the PPD, if they were meeting the state minimum, or if they were above or below. I hired an administrator who had had OnShift in a previous company. And so she was like, you got to see this thing. It gives me the standardized PPDs that I need every day so that I know where we are. So there was a no-brainer. They don't have to sit there and manually figure out what their PPDs are and then get it to me by 10 o'clock in the morning. Actually, I get the OnShift report before I ever leave home. Overtime was something that I never knew where we were until the end of the payroll. So now I know where we are as far as the scheduling goes, what it looks like before we get to the end of payroll. The scheduler liked it because instead of spending hours on the phone, she could send text messages to the SDNA phones, and then they could answer whether they were available to fill a shift. It can take less than 15 minutes. As an administrator, I have my hands around what's going on in scheduling without constantly going to a scheduler's office to ask what's going on. And in the old days, I would have a weekly scheduling meeting to know what was going on, who's leaving, who's coming on, and how the shifts are being filled. And you don't really need that anymore. So we're getting quality incentive point for all of our abilities, and have to thank OnShift for some of that, because obviously we've been able to keep people and they're happy with their schedules. So we've reduced our overtime cost down to 2%. Facility averages were generally 4%, and now we're down to 2% with OnShift, so we're really happy with that. That's really important right now with the economy the way it is. The state cut back on Medicaid dollars last year, and then Medicare also reduced their reimbursement. OnShift has given us the knowledge that we need to make the improvements, which ultimately will control cost and allow me to give better care to the residents because I have a more consistency in the staffing.